Hello friends, welcome to Arvind Ejon online geography classes. Today we are going to discuss population, environment and development. The last topic of chapter number 3, book number 2, India book. So let's begin the class. This topic is all about population, environment and development. So here there are three components. One is population, another is environment and the third one is development. So here we have to understand three important things: the relationship between population and environment, then population and development, and finally environment and development. So let's take each one by one. First, we will discuss about population and environment. How population and environment are interrelated, how they are influencing each other. As you know that human beings have unlimited needs. Our needs are unlimited and all our needs are fulfilled by the environment. Environment means land, air, water, minerals, forest, wildlife. They are called as environment. In other words, we can call it as natural resources. So we can say that all needs of all human beings are satisfied by the environment only, by the natural resources only. If population of any country is high, then what will happen? It will adversely affect the environment. There will be more stress on the environment. More population will demand more land for agriculture. They will demand more land for expansion of villages and cities. There will be need of more minerals, forest resources, resources from oceans. So it will affect the environment adversely. Environment quality will be degraded if the population is more. But on the other hand, if population is very less, then environment will not be fully utilized. You can say that the natural resources will not be fully utilized for the development of the human beings. Take example of Russia, Canada or Australia. They have vast environment, vast land resources, but very small size of population. That means their resources will be less utilized. So this way population influence the environment. Let's now talk about how environment influence the people or the population. In book number 1, Fundamentals of Human Geography, you have read the topic determinism and possibilism. Please remember the topic determinism, that the human beings are controlled by the environment. Our life, our physiology, that means our face, nose, mouth, hair, skin color, everything is controlled by the environment. Our food habit, dress, culture, occupation are mainly governed by the environment. So you can see that there is a direct relation between population and environment. Both of them are quite connected. We cannot separate population from environment. Our life is fully dependent on environment. So we are influencing the environment, and in return, environment is also influencing us. So this way you can describe the relationship between population and environment. Population and development, how they are related. One hand population and other hand we have development, how both of them are interconnected. First we will talk about the effect of population on development. If the people of a country are educated, knowledgeful, healthy, skillful, capable and productive, they will increase the development. They will enhance the development. They will bring prosperity and well-being in the country. But on the other hand, if the people in large number are unhealthy, uneducated, unskilled, malnourished, then they will bring down the development, because they will be the burden on the economy of any country. Lots of resources will be required to fulfill their need. The people are not helping the country to increase the development. Now let's see how development influences the population. As you have read in the previous chapter that if the development of any country is low, then population growth is higher. Please remember demographic transition model. There you have studied that when the development is low, population growth is high. But on the other hand, when development is high, then population growth is low. You can take the example of Japan, Canada, Germany, England, Sweden, Netherlands. They are highly developed countries, and in their country, population growth is now slow. So this way you can correlate development and population, how they are influencing each other. And finally, we will talk about the relationship between environment and development. You see, environment means nothing but the natural resources, the available land, water, air, mountains, minerals, forest, wildlife. They are called as environment, and the same are called as natural resources because they have been given by nature and they have ability to satisfy our needs. So they are called as natural resources. Throughout the history, many kings have fought many wars just to expand their kingdom. For what purpose? Their main purpose was to capture more and more land and more natural resources so that development can be enhanced, development can be increased. If a country has large size of land, more number of rivers, more minerals, many types of resources, definitely this will lead to high development. But on the other hand, if a country is very small, it has small size of land, small amount of water, less minerals and forest resources, then that will result into low development. And finally, we will discuss the effect of development on environment. So here you are going to write all negative points. That means development always degrade the quality of environment. The process of development always result in degradation of the environment. More factories, industries, highways, railways, airways, dams, big cities, malls, they are the symbol of development. But at the cost of what? At the cost of environment. We have achieved this development at the cost of environment. We have damaged the environment to achieve this high level of development. For the present kind of development, we have destroyed the environment. Thousands hectares of land are cleared every year to expand our villages and cities. Forest resources are exploited rampantly. We are over-utilizing the groundwater and surface water of the earth. And all of this uncontrolled use of natural resources are leading to water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, land degradation. Ozone depletion and greenhouse effect are the result of nothing but this kind of development. Finally, we have realized that this kind of development is not going to sustain the life of people on the earth. It was Sir Robert Malthus who for the first time raised the voice about the growing scarcity of resources. In the year 1992, Rio Summit, or you can say Earth Summit, was held at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. It is also called as United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, popularly known as Earth Summit. In this Earth Summit, leaders from various countries assembled and they talked about sustainable development. The concept of sustainable development was the result of this Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit meeting, and all the leaders of different countries, they agreed to follow 21 points to get the sustainable development, and that was called as Agenda 21. So these 2 points you must remember: Earth Summit, which was held at Rio de Janeiro in the year 1992, and Agenda 21. India can become the world leader in this regard. The harmony between people and environment is deeply rooted in Indian culture. For thousands of years, we are worshipping mountains, rivers, forests, and animals. We understand that there must be some balance between our natural resources and the people. So environment and people are both interconnected. Our life depends on environment. This kind of philosophy was encouraged by our Indian thinkers and philosophers. Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore, both of them has encouraged people to bring harmony with nature. They told us that we should live a very simple life, our needs should be limited, then only we can sustain this earth, we can sustain our life, and not only our life but also the other living beings. Live and let live has been the philosophy of Indian culture. Now the world also understands the harmony between people, environment and development is very, very necessary, and therefore many international days are celebrated in various countries throughout the world. These international days are Earth Day, which is celebrated on 22nd April, Biodiversity Day on 22nd May, Environment Day on 5th June, and World Nature Day on 3rd October. Not only this, there are some other international days which are also related with the conservation of environment and natural resources. So if any question comes in the examination about the relationship between population, environment and development, then you can explain all these points one by one. You will explain how population and environment are related, how environment and development are related, and how development and population are interrelated. So here our topic comes to an end. I hope that you have understood this topic, population, environment and development, and how they are interrelated. We will meet again with a new topic. Till then, thank you very much.